Brandon Denning, Associate Professor of Law at Samford University, states, as recently as a decade ago, legalization of marijuana for both medical and recreational use seemed, forgive me, a pipe dream. Marijuana is a drug that contains THC, which is known to have effects on the mind as well as the motor functions. For the purpose of today's speech, we will use legalization very loosely due to marijuana laws varying state to state. Today I will be informing you on the legalization of marijuana and how it has and continues to change the country that we live in. The main points being focused on today will be 1. The journey of legalization, 2. The positive and negative aspects of legalizing marijuana, and 3. The effect it could have on our economy. To paraphrase Johnson and Doonan, who are with the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Cannabis Control Center, marijuana has been illegal since 1970 and remains federally illegal, though many states have passed more lenient laws regarding the use and possession of marijuana. The first step in legalizing marijuana was to legalize it for medical use, and in November of 1996, California became the first state to legalize medicinal marijuana. And in just under 20 years, an additional 20 plus states legalized medicinal marijuana. The next step was to legalize recreational marijuana. And in 2014, Colorado became the first state to legalize it. With information collected from an article written by Carolyn Lewis, we have 23 states that have legalized medicinal marijuana. And we have 9 states now that have legalized recreational marijuana. And in January of 2020, Illinois will become the 10th. We still have 17 states that have legalized neither medicinal nor recreational marijuana. And although 17 seems like a large number, that's still less than half of the states in our country. Now, there are many positive and negative aspects that can be factored into the decision making of whether we should continue to legalize marijuana or not. Being able to utilize marijuana medicinally in a way that will relieve pain and symptoms in patients with illnesses is a major aspect to consider. Marijuana also has shown positive effects on people with mental health disorders, which could show a decrease in the rate of violence in our country. And as marijuana continues to become legalized, we're looking at a very likely decline in crime rates, which could lead to a reduction in prison population. Now, although these are all very positive aspects, there are definitely still negative aspects. 2 major negative aspects would be an increase in substance dependency and an increase in impaired driving. Now, whether it is the negative aspects or the positive aspects that are prevalent in this issue, different questions, problems, and decisions will continue to arise if we keep legalizing marijuana throughout the remainder of our country. Despite the controversy surrounding the subject, the impact that legalizing marijuana could have on our economy is something that we cannot ignore. 2 major positive ways that it would affect our economy would be by creating jobs and by creating tax revenue. Now, if we legalize marijuana throughout the remainder of our country, we're looking at a higher demand of marijuana crop farmers, positions opening in dispensaries, and possible position openings for regulatory services. But the biggest impact that legalizing marijuana could have on our economy is by creating tax revenue. The ability to regulate and tax marijuana could lead to each individual state seeing debt relief. To paraphrase Carolyn Warwick, consultant at New England Board of Higher Education, Governor Charlie Baker created a spending plan based on a projected $133 million in tax revenue from recreational marijuana alone. It seems as though marijuana equals out to money and debt relief for our country, which is one of its primary appeals. As the years continue to pass, so do new laws. And with each change, legalization has continued to change our country. And although the nation may soon completely legalize marijuana, the fights for and against it will never truly be over. Thank you.